Dave, first, just with Julio Urias going up today, you're facing an offense that has been so incredibly hot like the Phillies. Is there a conversation that you have with the player, or even with your team, about just maintaining confidence with starting rotation as well as the guys in the bullpen?
Well, I think certainly we haven't pitched well this series. These guys are swinging the bats well. I think we're swinging the bats well. I think with Julio, it's just going out there and making pitches. I think that there's no kind of specific formula. It's about sequencing and using your pitch mix, getting strike one, and keeping these guys honest and execute pitches, because I think that we just haven't done a good job of executing. So certainly having him go a little bit deeper in the game will be helpful. We've leaned on our bullpen, as they have as well. So to get the starter to go a little bit deeper would be certainly helpful.
What would you say is the status of the bullpen, considering the usage you have with him?
We're going to be able to cover the game, but I think that the cost or the effect will kind of fall out after tonight's game, with the day game tomorrow. So it's all contingent on Julio, but there's going to be a couple guys down. I don't really know right now which guys, but there'll be a couple guys down that we'll stay away from, but we'll be able to cover the game.
And tomorrow, you mentioned the day game. Do you have the pitching plan just yet?
We're still contemplating. We're not prepared to make that final decision, but it'll come soon enough.
Is Michael Grove part of the plan?
He's part of the plan. But not official yet.
Would it be a possibility that there's an opener for whoever's the bullpen?
I think right now a lot of it is still just contingent on how tonight goes. So I think right now anything's on the table.
Blake was such an instrumental guy last year, especially in those high leverage situations. What's been the biggest impact, especially in those situations without Blake?
Yeah, you basically take your highest leverage reliever and you take him off the roster. So that's a big change, and giving other guys opportunities. So he's certainly missed. We expect him back, but it's just other guys filling that void. But we have the arms. I just think the last few nights or whatever, few games, we just haven't pitched well out of the pen. But we'll get back to being who we are.
How difficult is it going to be to sort of manage his rehab, knowing it's not like he's rehabbing from a surgery or anything like that. Like he's sort of bringing along, and it's not necessarily a discomfort thing either with him.
No, but I think that it's just knowing that there's no set time to return. The most important thing is to get him back to full health, and whenever that is, I think we're all prepared for that. So it's actually easier because it kind of eliminates expectations.
Everybody says the ball flies when it gets hotter. Is that what's happening a little bit the last couple of nights?
I think so. I think that, the air's light. There's just not much moisture in the air. And also I think both sides haven't made good pitches. That certainly adds to that as well. So, again, I think today, tomorrow, and going forward, you get the ball in the air, you hit it well enough, it should go.
Have they been more aggressive offensively than you expected them coming in?
I think so. I haven't really seen them, to be quite honest, a lot. Know a couple of players pretty familiar with, but they get on the fastball. So, and when you don't locate, there's going to be some slugging there. So it's an aggressive team.
Dave, do you happen to know, I know it's been more than 5 days since Grove last started. Did he do some kind of a side session in between?
I think he threw a side 3 days ago. So he was in Tulsa and threw a side.
What were impressions of him in spring training?
I like Michael. He's a competitor. It's a fastball that's in the mid-90s. It's a 12-6 old school curveball. There's a changeup in there, but coming out of, I think it was West Virginia maybe, surgery that he had out of draft, he's just really matured and really good competitor, good guy.
How's Clayton feeling? It's like 2 days since he had the epidural.
Didn't feel great yesterday. I haven't seen him yet today. Yesterday was more of a byproduct, I think, of the shot. So I'm hoping that it subsides a little bit today when I go in there and see him.
Dave, how many more rehab assignments or rehab appearances does Caleb Ferguson have to check off?
I don't know where the if it's the 21 days. I don't know how many days it is, the 20 days or whatever it is. I don't know where we're at. My understanding is that he's healthy from all the reports. I think our expectation, and I know Caleb's expectation as well, is to pitch well. You know, there's one part of being healthy on a rehab assignment technically, but you know, to get him back here where we want him, he's still got to go out there and pitch well. So I think that's kind of the next step.
Is he potentially a multi-inning guy when he comes back, just because that's who he was before?
I would say more of an up and down. To think that he could take 2 full innings down might be a little optimistic. I think for him to take down 5 or 6 hitters, and if that takes, you know, a 1+ up and down, I think that's kind of the hope.
You've talked about how difficult the stretch is going to be for your pitching, 31 in 30 days. I mean, the fact that your pitching limit is going to go down to 13 starting on the 29th, how much does that add an extra layer into everything?
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is that it certainly adds an extra layer to everything as far as the pitching, but all 30 clubs are going through the same thing. I don't think there's a team right now that can say their pen isn't kind of been stressed. So it is what it is, and it kind of goes back to what we talked about a week ago, is that, you know, we got to find a way to get length out of the starters, which, you know, 3 out of the 4 nights we just haven't been able to do that.
With that in mind, are you appreciative of the extra inning runner on second base now?
I like that rule. It hasn't worked out. It didn't work out for us last night, but certainly it just kind of puts an end to the game a little sooner. So yeah, I'd like it.
Do you think they keep it after this year?
I hope so.
Really?
I hope so. I like it. I like it, but I don't have a vote.
I think it's like 6. I think you guys are like 6 and 15 in those games too.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So I guess I don't like it.
How much of that is like just randomness? Like,
it's random. It's random. There's so many different variables to pick apart each game. So I just don't think that that's. I'm sure we could have probably been 15 and 6 if something, you know, happened a little bit different. But I don't know. I think it's more random.
Were you on like a rules committee?
Not on that one. Not on a different one. Different one. Not that. Yeah.
Last 3 years as a good player, also a good player, but how do you see Bryce Harper?
Bryce Harper, very, very talented player, a lot of energy. We have to figure out a way to get him out. Yeah, I love the way he plays the game. Love it. Plays hard every day.
Is there anything you've noticed with some of the guys who come up from AAA and Grove office AA, like the game moves faster because they've been using the pitch clock? Like that, maybe some of that stuff just gets built into you and translates up here?
I think so, yeah. I think that all player development guys are training their pitchers to work a little quicker, and that's a good thing. I think, yeah, we're certainly seeing that with the young players, for sure. Thanks, guys.